As a Nigerian living in diaspora, vegetable soup is one of the most quickest and easy soup you can make over here with the ingredients they already have. So let me show you how to make that. In your pot, you're going to add in your protein of choice. I'm using some chicken and smoked turkey because I love the flavor that smoked turkey adds into the meal. And then I'm going to add my stockfish because it's very difficult to crack. To season this, you're going to add in onions, salt, Maggi, and some pepper. You're going to be light with the seasonings. Okay, this is soup. You don't want to overpower it with seasoning. All right, allow the natural flavor to flow. Okay, now add your water, a little bit of water, of course. Cover the pot, place on the stove, and allow that to simmer down. And while that is simmering down, let's prepare our vegetables. So for vegetables, I'm going to be using kale. This is what kale looks like, and collard green. The kale and the collard green is going to be a substitute for our ugu. And next, for our water leaf, we're going to substitute with spinach. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and clean and cut all our vegetables off the capilla, of course. So this is the spinach first. I'm going to add that into a basket and allow it to drain its water. For the collard green, now there is this flavor, or should I say taste, that collard green has, which I don't like so much, but I love the texture of the vegetable. So I'm going to go ahead and blanch it, and this is how I do mine. I just pour some hot water on it, and then I quickly rush to the sink and sprinkle some cold water on it just to stop it from cooking more. And then I transfer that into a basket and allow it to remove more of that juice. Now this is a kale. I'm going to do the same, add it into a basket and allow it to drain more water. To make our pepper blend, we're going to be using onions, Scotch bonnet, and red bell pepper. And now I'm going to go ahead and soak my dry fish to start softening up. Check on your meat, adjust the water, and allow it to cook till it tenderizes. Cook it till it comes to like 60% of how soft you like your meat to be. Now you're going to bring it out, and if the meat is not already in your desired size, you can go ahead and chop it more. And yeah, I love to keep the meat in my vegetable soup in chunks like this. I don't want it to be big, I don't want it to be too small, just this is the size I prefer. You can brown your meat however way you like to brown your meat, but I prefer to brown mine with the air fryer. Now I'm going to add some oil in the pot, allow it to simmer down a bit before adding in my onions. And now we are going to introduce our pepper blend. Now I'm not frying this, I'm just allowing it to steam there in the hot oil a little bit because I want the flavor of the onions to infuse into the pepper blend, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to stir and season with your crayfish. You want to be generous with your crayfish and bring in our dry fish. Stir everything nicely well, introduce your meat broth, cover the pot and allow that to simmer down. Now guys, I have missed you guys so much, and I hope you guys have missed me as much as I've missed you guys. And I am very sorry that I have not been as active as much as I would have loved to be. And well, that is because I haven't been able to find a balance between my content creation, school and work. And well, my content creation ends up suffering for that, and I am very sorry about that. And I also want to appreciate you guys for your love and support. Even though I've been absent, you guys are still viewing my content, and that makes me so happy. Thank you so much. Now moving on with our recipe, you want to taste your meat stew base and adjust your seasonings if needed. Then introduce the proteins back and stir everything nicely well. See guys, look at that. We can stop here and we have something yummy to enjoy. We can just serve it with some yam or roasted plantain, and this is a delicious meal on its own. But well, let's just continue. So we're going to start adding our vegetables, and we're going to start first with the kale and the collard green because these two are tough, so you want to cook them first. So we're going to be adding them, little by little or bit by bit, like my little one will say, until we're able to incorporate all the vegetables in there. And then we're going to cover the pot and allow that to simmer down. I'm not going to simmer it too long. You're just going to allow it to simmer down for about a minute, okay, because you don't want your vegetables to be too soft, all right, but you still want to cook them so that it won't be like we're eating grasses. We're not rabbits, we are human beings. Okay, so allow it to soften up but not too soft, all right. And I want to mention that while seasoning your vegetable soup, you also want to be very gentle with the seasonings. You're going to be adding your seasonings small, like you don't want to add too much seasoning. So it's always better to add too little and then adjust if needed than you add too much and you don't have ways to adjust it. But even though if your vegetable soup is too salty, you can always get more vegetables and add to it, and that will make it to calm down. See guys, I forgot to add my stockfish, so I'm adding it now. So now that I've added in my spinach, we're going to give it a good mix, and once we're done mixing, we taste again and see if we need to adjust our seasonings or not, and if we need it, we adjust it. And once we are done with the mixing, we're going to turn off the heat. Like, your vegetable soup don't need to be too soft, and the spinach is very soft, it doesn't need too much heat. The only heat your spinach needs to cook well is just that heat from the pot calming down or from the soup cooling down. That is the only steam we're going to use to soften our spinach. Now you can see I'm just adjusting my seasoning by adding only crayfish and Maggi, and then I mix everything well, and this soup this pot of soup is ready to be devoured. You can serve your soup with any swallow of your choice. I also love to enjoy this with some boiled plantain and white rice, and this recipe is ready. So someone reached out to me to ask for the best soup they can make in abroad without having all our local ingredients, and I'm like, I got you covered. This is one of the soup. So if you're Nigerian living in diaspora, vegetable soup and okra soup is the quickest and most easy soup you can make without having all those our Nigerian ingredients, okay? All right. So my loves, we have come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video or found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts with me on the comment section. And until I grace your screen again, I remain your favorite girl, Oge, and this is Cook with Ogechi. See you guys in another video. Mwah, bye.